Hey guys, Marshall from Going Gear SHOT Show 2014 in Las Vegas. We're here with Eric Glesser from Spyderco, and he's going to be showing us a bunch of new Spyderco models for this year. They have a lot, so we're not going to get to every single one of them, but I think we hit the high points. So you ready?
Sure.
All right, let's take a look.
This is the new Lyon Spy. It's a collaboration with Lyon Steel out of Maniago. It's made with top quality materials, top quality construction. Lyon Spy has made a few knives in the past. One's called the SR1, one is called the SR2, very good designs. And we've had the opportunity to collaborate with that design with a few small modifications. One of the modifications we did is that we added our traditional trademarked round hole and a nice hump. So our hole is going to be the functional open and close, nice thumb guard. We rounded out the back a little bit, and his traditional one has a glass breaker. Ours just has a clip with an hourglass clip, though this is the prototype, so it just has this standard straight clip. But the overall construction of the knife is top-notch. It uses a custom pivot. It has a nice blind pin. It's got 3D machined G10 for the front scale that has a nice texture that's machined into it. It's got a beautiful 3D machined textured titanium back scale that meets perfectly in the middle. It's a nice meet up there. We use an LMAX steel, a great powdered metal, great edge retention. With Lyon Steel, they created this mechanism that they call a roto-lock that rotates, and when you rotate it, it engages, and it doesn't allow the lock to disengage. It's a secondary safety feature that they designed for the knife. They also use a stainless interface for the titanium that interfaces the steel blade to the lock, so that you have better wear and tear. The steel also acts as an over travel stop. This pin will keep the lock from over traveling, so that if you use an extreme amount of pressure to disengage the lock, you don't overextend the lock and harm it. But it's very ergonomic. It's a great size, great user. The bevel's nice and high with a great steel in it, and we're proud to do a collaboration with Lyon Steel on this, what we call the Little Lyon Spy. This knife is coming out this year. It's called the Dice. It's a smaller version of a knife that we're currently making called the Domino. This is one of the first flipper mechanisms that Spyderco's produced, popularized by Kit Carson, or invented by Kit Carson. This uses a titanium Reeve integral style lock with a titanium front liner, and the front scale is a G10 laminate carbon fiber layered scale. It has a four-way hourglass clip, so you can carry it either way. It has a nice thin double distal tapered CTS XHP blade, so it cuts very well, has great edge retention. It's very ergonomic in both a choked up grip and a rear grip, but it's a nice size, an easy carry, tremendously good quality, and we're proud to be coming out with the Dice this year. This knife is called the Carrahawk. It's a karambit. The karambit is a style of knife that has been around for a while, made by a number of different companies. It primarily was used when it was invented because you could put your finger through it, and you could use your hands while having the knife, so they could grab some wheat, for example, and cut it. So it was a good farming tool. But it has also been used as self-defense applications as well. This knife is fairly short, so that if you are grabbing it, you have to either put your pinky through the hole or your forefinger through the hole. It's very hard to get a full grip on it without using that hole. Many karambits have different shaped handles, but we were trying to make a short, stout karambit with this one. It comes with a backlock. Our backlock, we feel, is very reliable, so that when this thing snaps open hard and fast, that lock is going to engage, and it's going to be a very strong lock. We feature an Emerson opener here, so that it can hook out of your pocket to help deploy the product. Now, this knife was designed so that you can put the clip into the pocket and you can put your finger into the hole and draw it and open it in one motion. So the hole sits a little bit out of the pocket when it's clipped into the pocket. This knife's made in Japan. It comes with peel ply G10, VG10 blade, beautiful fit and finish, and we think it's a nice addition to our line. This knife is our new Chaparral. The Chaparral series is meant to be a very high quality production folder that comes with different scales. So this is our Chaparral 3. We've made 3 variations. The first version was a carbon fiber. The second version was titanium, similar to this one, that was all machined out. This one is the third version, also titanium, but all machined out as well. It has a very intricate design. It takes a long time to do the machining at very tight tolerances, and it's done on both sides. The design itself was to create the illusion of a curve in the machining without any curved machining being done. So it's all straight lines at different depths to give you that appearance. Machined on both sides. Comes with a deep pocket wire clip. It comes with a back lock. The back lock's fit and finish is top notch, and it's self-close, it's lock-up, and it's built of quality. It comes with a full flat XHP blade, fairly thin stock with that double distal taper. It's a very good slicer, very lightweight, easy to carry in a pair of pants like slacks. But it's a top-notch quality gentleman's folder that we're happy to produce. This next one is a collaboration with Bob Trizola. He's our first collaborator that we worked with many years ago, and though we've worked with many collaborators over the years, it's nice to continue to be able to work with Bob. He submitted this design many years ago because he thought of the concept of making a knife that had multiple bevels on it, so that if you're going to do some nice robust cutting, you have a thicker bevel at the back to choke up on and get that robust cutting. But it also thins out towards the tip for a finer cut, and then it even has a modified tonto so that you can really close up and get into some really small intricate cuts. This comes with a 4-way hourglass clip, peel ply G10, full skeletonized liners, very ergonomic. It's a good size, and we're happy to do another collaboration with Bob Trizola on this great concept. This next knife we call the Tusk. It's one of our older concepts. We designed it to be a sailing tool. It comes with titanium liners. It's very highly rust resistant. We use an LC200N blade on this, which is a very high rust resistant blade.
Have you ever used that before?
No, it's new for us. We've done some good testing, and we have a good feel for where it's going to go, but it is our first product.
How does it compare to like the H1 you use in the Salt series?
It does compare fairly well on its edge retention and a plain edge. On its edge retention and a serrated, our H1 outcuts just about any steel that we've tested because it's a work hardening steel. On corrosion resistance, H1 is more corrosive, though this is highly corrosive resistant. We think it'll do a good job for the application that it needs. We do recommend, though, that anybody that's going to be in a saltwater environment do rinse their knives out, whether it's an H1 knife or not. The ocean is highly corrosive. But we use highly corrosive resistant materials like a 300 series for the marlin spike, a ceramic ball which will never deteriorate, titanium in the liners. This knife was designed so that it had a reeve integral lock, so it kept it simple. You don't want a lot of moving parts on a boat or a saltwater environment. It comes with multiple shackle keys on it. On a boat, they have a U shape that has a little key go through it, and it turns, and it's a locking point for some of the rigging on a boat. But it comes in many different sizes. So we have a small shackle key here for unlocking small shackle keys, and a larger shackle key here so that you can grip it and unlock the shackle if you need to.
So how many people know you guys also do sailboats?
Not many. I guess this is a call out for Sage Marine. It's a nice 17-foot monohull. Yeah, one of my father and I's passions is sailing, and we've taken that into another business adventure. This comes with a marlin spike. With the marlin spike, we really wanted to have something that had a little bit more of a robust lock, something that you could go to work with. So we used our ball bearing lock, which is one of the strongest locks we produce. The marlin spike goes from a round tip to square corners, so that when you do drive in that point, you can turn and begin to break the knot. Comes with a lanyard hole, because a lot of those guys like to tie a lanyard so they make sure they don't lose it. But it is a very high quality piece when it comes to the sailing knife category. It's one of our older designs. The original concept was conceived back in the early 80s, but technology was not there for us to be able to produce it, and more than 30 years later we're able to put it into the line. This knife is a variation of a current model that we make. This is called the Black Southard. It's a flipper. The Southard was the first flipper that Spyderco produced using the Kit Carson mechanism. It has dual ball bearing washers in it, so that it has very good action. You don't need a spring to help assist the blade around. It comes with a black tie coating, and everything is black on this, from the screws to the clip. We tried to reduce as much reflection as possible. He uses a nice unique G10 feature here that is your over travel stop, so that you don't overextend the titanium, hurting the lock. It has a nice interface here. We don't have a steel interface on this particular piece because we didn't feel it was necessary. It gets great wear and tear, it's great thicknesses. And so you'll find with some of the Spydercos they'll have a stainless interface, others don't. A lot of that depends on what the thickness of the blade is, what the thickness of the titanium, the amount of wear and tear we think is necessary on it. But this is a nice addition to the Southard line, mostly due out of requests. Comes with titanium liners on both sides like the other one, peel ply G10, 204P, which is a great powdered metal. But it's very high quality, very well executed. This is a Romanian designer. He's a graphic designer that we've worked with a number of times. His name is Alex Diaconescu. It was designed to be a good self-defense if you needed to, but easy carry stout folder. It's got a modified Tonto on it. It's got a little groove there for decoration, full steel liners, robust back lock, a unique feature for the lanyard, the way it peels out of the G10 like it does. It's surprisingly very ergonomic and in more than one grip if you wanted to hold it in reverse as well. He did a nice shape of the back so that you could cap the blade well, or cap the handle. It comes with full liners, peel ply G10 screw together construction, VG10 blade steel, made in Japan, but it is a high quality stout little folder that you can go to town with. This knife is a collaboration with Mike Draper. Mike Draper is a custom maker. He's been making knives for some time. This one is a knife that he's been also producing for some time and evolving over the years. It comes with full titanium scales that have been machined out that give you a web. It may be difficult to see from the camera angle, but there is a web pattern machined into it. And then you get some blue tattooing is what we call it, which is a special process for putting coloring on the handle. But it does have a very nice blue tattooing on both sides, machined on both sides, a custom clip that was made just for this knife. It comes with a great full flat bevel out of VG10, so it's a very good cutter, very good thickness, ergonomic in the handle, top quality in construction and build and materials.
How does that tattooing hold up?
It holds up tremendously well. We were very surprised, but we don't disclose exactly how the process is done in production.
All right. But it's durable.
It's very durable.
All right.
Yes.
Last one.
This is called the Tatanka. We've gotten many requests over the years for a large Spyderco, something of 5 inches or greater. Making large folders can be difficult because of the lock requirements. The weight of the blade compounds, and so keeping the knife closed, keeping the knife locked when you're robustly using it, because the weight of the blade is so great, we had to come up with a way to counter that strength. So we have a new lock. It's called the Power Lock. It looks like a conventional back lock in the way that it operates in its placement. But rather than having a steel hammer that falls into a cavity in the blade, there's a little piece that rotates into a part of the tang and locks it into place. So it gives us a lot of material where we need it, and it gives us enough spring in there to get the job done where we need it as well.
Can you show the back of that when you're moving the mechanism so we can see the...
You can kind of see that it's multiple rotations. It pivots here, lifting a piece that rotates a piece into the tang of the blade. Now we test all of our locks on special machines to get how they're going to break as far as strength and weight and durability. And this one is among the best that we've tested as far as strength. We're very proud of what it's been able to achieve. It comes with full liners, full skeletonized liners, a nice peel ply G10 screw together construction, a 4-way clip. It comes with this nice saber grind with a swedge at the back, but it's one large robust folder that you can use in multiple positions and for multiple tasks.
All right, I think that's all the models. Are we looking at release dates over the next 6 months or so for all these?
Yeah, I think most of these should be out on the market by summer this year.
You going to show us some new stuff at Blade?
I'd be happy to.
All right, Eric, thank you for your time.
Thank you.